Back out here, day 12. We just tore off all the gutter and all the edge metal on another flat roof off that direction. I'm going to show you first the progress that we've made on this first building before we go up and start checking out the other facilities. So it looks as though we have our counter flashing now attached to the wall. See the lip? I'll have to put a Trimco sealant there. They went and did the clad metal detail I discussed on another section of the roof. They'll just have to put the Trim Seal Pro right in there. Here goes another wall detail I discussed prior to them making it. Again, we have the clad metal coming out 6 inches past our parapet to stop all of the water intrusion coming this way. We'll seal this up with some Sim Pro, and then again we'll have to get some counter flashing on that guy right there all the way through. Counter flash that little boy all the way where it meets the next wall detail, and we'll have this counter flashed along with the gutter that is going to go along this whole run. Here we have the counter flashing. It's the same that's going against the wall with the lip, so we can put some Trimco Trim Seal Pro on that lip. It's kind of in progress right now. They're working on these boxes, getting these all done. That way we can get these coated with the ice sealant. Again, you know, I think we already talked to the manufacturer, and we're gonna get some sealant up and around and imploded inside. And then also they're gonna be counter flashing this chimney type detail against the wall here in a little bit. So they've gone through and done all the detail. It looks like it's just sheet metal work that's gonna be involved inside of this well now. You know, get some of those Duro blocks back on their struts. Get the sleeper metal. Get that stuff. I don't know why it's blurring out right there. That's so wild. There's an alien on the roof. And yes, they opened up the dry rot for me, so I can go ahead and head over there and kind of see what we're playing with. Here we have the finished product. Prior to putting the counter flashing on, they went with the Trim Seal Pro. Now they'll go with that counter flashing. I wanted to show you this detail. Last time I was here, and in the prior video, I believed that they only had that counter flashing, which is their cleat metal on. Now they have the gravel stop, which has kind of a lip to keep the water on, to keep it flowing to the drains. That way it doesn't run off and cause some type of water intrusion on their wall. So what they're going to do now is, now that they have this every 6 inches or so, they're going to do a 6-inch counter strip right here with TPA, and they'll weld it on the inside, weld it on the outside, and there'll be a 6-inch strip that goes right here on this one. So again, in progress, the boxes that were detailed up, they have the trim bar, they have the water block, they have the Trim Seal Pro. We're going to go through and put all that counter flashing around all of this turn bar, start installing a lot of these Duro blocks back in place. Looks like they have that all done too. So yeah, looks like we got a crew, 2 guys doing sheet metal, going around making sure this stuff is getting done. They'll go through and they'll do the stainless steel pipe fasteners as well. Here goes some more of that metal. It's not fastened down every 6 right now. Looks like they got done right over there. Then they'll jump on down to this bad boy and get this one all in order. Looks like somebody's gonna come and do the counter flashing. This one's prepped, ready to go. So I would say by the end of this week, this roof will be completely done. It's Tuesday now, day 12. And now I am going to go assess the dry rot damage we have after we've done a complete tear off of that section. So I just jumped up on this smaller building. Looks like they have the wall flashing. This is the one that they were doing last Friday. I don't know if I was out here Friday or if it was Thursday. Looks like it's just a lot of turn bar work on this one. That's the one they tore off a little bit on. I'll get over there in a second. So I'll give you the tour here. A lot of detail in this little field, a lot of pipe wraps. Looks like they got that in order. It's ready for the edge metal detail. Again, this detail box is looking great. All the detail up here is looking good. So it looks like this roof has a slope, sloping down. So I believe all this edge metal detail will be the gravel stop. Gonna go into a new gutter on this outside. And since we don't have the lower deck below, it's right over there. Try to keep guys away from the edge unless they're tied off, which I think there should be some ropes up here somewhere. Again, a lot of this detail is finished on this roof, so it looks like a lot of counter flashing. Oh, here we go. Box in progress. I cut it. It's glued on. It's got the glue. She on there. I'll go through, weld that up, get some of those big corners on that guy, get them all shut out. Looks like a lot of the details done on this one, so they'll just go through, button everything up. Probably start installing some of this edge metal. Otherwise, this roof was an overlay, so we just have to tear out the old edge metal, put this cover board on, and then we get to cover on up with the TPA, PVC. Looks like the wall detail is not done on that one, but you can see we did the 6 inches around the corner. The reason why we aren't doing them here is because we still have to put the edge metal on, and we don't want to fight a bunch of screws and plates while we're installing that edge metal. We want it to be as flush and tight to this wall as possible. So that's why you don't see 6 inches all around. The edge metal gets 6 inches all the way around with that cover strip to counter it in. So that's kind of where we're at with that one. You got to make sure your electrical cord is nice and secure, because these heat welders have heat elements built inside of them, and if those heat elements lose power, all of a sudden you can crack the heat element, and that's not good for you or your welder. Safety first. So they've already torn off the old edge metal. We'll go through and start putting the cover board on. Screwing it down per manufacturer specs. Decent sized little building here. Probably disconnect this antenna and throw this shit off. I think it's could be tripping. There they go. They already got the edge metal off on that side. That's what that forklift was all about. Looks like the roof slopes down this way, so to get the gutter, to get the gravel stop on all three sides. I don't know, but I think they're supposed to tear these lead jacks out. I'll have to rework my scope of work in the truck. You know, these hacksaws are really nice to be cutting the Dens deck, ISO, anything. It just makes it cutting it a breeze, one go. Again, condensation line from the AC just gets poked out. I believe there's going to be gutter here. So that's pretty much what I got for you today on day 12. Definitely look out for more installation in progress for flat roofing. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you guys are liking what you've been seeing over the last few months, you know, I just started this channel not long ago in December. Just figured this is something people may want to see. Just a normal everyday contractor out here getting work done. So you guys please comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date so you can learn all these cool flat roofing tricks. Frenchie Roofer. Ow!